apocalypse, Mr. Mannheim.
Who are you?
Your new lord and master. You may call me Darkseid.
Welcome back to Darkseid's Couch. I'm Shée.
This is James.
This is Mike.
And check your body for open wounds and sores, because today we're doing the Legion of Superheroes.
Wow. Gross.
All right.
I'm glad.
I asked to do that joke.
Yes.
You did.
I stepped on you inadvertently last time with Fish Police, or two
You
times
did.
ago. And so now I'm glad I shut my mouth and didn't ruin it this time.
Were you going to make that joke?
No, what I was gonna do, because you said, "Hey, you got a thing to open the show," and so I was like, "Okay," and then you opened it by just saying, "Hello, my name is Shée," and I was gonna go, "How? That was your bit?" And so I'm glad I let it simmer for a second and see where it was going. I could have ruined it.
You
I'm
could
pretty
have.
good at ruining things. I'm not trying to brag. I've ruined a lot of things in my day.
No, you're a white male.
Yes, I just come in and swing my dick around and knock over people's buildings.
I had a person of color tell me that white males have a chaos fetish.
I mean,
And I couldn't argue it because, like, I do for sure.
it's a horrible feeling, but there is something in your monkey brain that when terrible things happen, it kind of goes, "Oh, finally something exciting."
Yeah.
I think that's exclusively something that white men can feel.
Yeah, we're monsters.
We're so bored with society working because it's worked so well for us for so long that when it fails, we kind of feel good.
What if that was just like a mutation, like a trait someone had hundreds of years ago, and that motherfucker was really successful at breeding, and now like we all have that trait inside us that makes us this
Oh,
way.
carried on.
Yeah.
Carried on. Yeah. I
The
remember
chaos gene.
George Carlin for many years was trying to name an album "I Kind of Like It When a Lot of People Die." Like, that was the title he was trying to work, and it kept not happening.
Yep.
Yeah, one album was supposed to come out like on or right around 9/11, so he had to change that title because probably people got in his ear and said, "All right, come on, let the bodies cool down a little bit."
Was that so that post 9/11, like, hey man, think about what you're doing and saying. That was that meant to last forever because it's not around anymore.
I mean, it was at most 20 years, and we've passed that.
That was like the most effort anyone's ever had for like a period of time, because now like no one ever did it again, like that mindfulness of just like, oh shit, better not do that.
Well,
Like,
I think
that never
should-
came back.
You should think about what you're saying. It
Maybe it's
doesn't
just because
mean-
we had like so many one 9/11 after another after that for like
you're
20
saying-
years.
Are you saying people are still thinking about what they're saying? Because it kind of feels like they're not.
No, I'm just saying like that, it's kind of like wearing masks in COVID. Like everyone just like decided they're done doing it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, and I'm to the point now where I'm a little annoyed when people are wearing masks now.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck are you doing? I yelled at people for 2 years about it, and I'm like, take that fucking mask off.
I thought the idea was that you get triple vaxxed
Disagree.
and then you go about your business. You try to catch it because at that point with the vaccines, you're the most immune to it. And then you can build natural antibodies. I thought that was the point.
Well, I got it a couple months ago, and that's been part of my justification. It's like, yeah, dude, I'm fine for a while, and I'll probably be a little more resistant. But then again, people are getting it twice. Look at Joe Biden. If that picture of health could get a rebound case of corona, any of us could.
I'm saying they used coronavirus as a cover because really he died and they had to resuscitate him. They're like, oh, he got COVID. They had to resurrect his lifeless corpse.
He's just going to be in a perpetual Weekend at Bernie's-esque state of having coronavirus.
You know what feels that way? Like when he goes up and does a speech, it does feel a little Weekend at Bernie's.
It does feel a little bit like this might be it. Like he might collapse this time.
You know? Like he doesn't feel like he looks like a rotting corpse.
Shée, you still wearing masks? You were poo-pooing that when I said that.
I just don't think you should be annoyed by it.
No,
I'm
it's-
more lax now, I will admit that,
Right.
but
It's just it's white male privilege telling me that. That's all.
I wear a mask at the grocery store and the drugstore, and that's pretty much it.
I will say, going forward, anytime I'm sick, anytime I have a cold or something, yeah, I'm wearing a mask. Like I should have been
or
doing that
staying
all my
home.
life.
Like
Well,
if you're sick, like having
whoa.
a cold you're sick.
Look.
You should stay home.
Commerce has to keep rolling. All right, it's more important
Fuck
than my
that.
health.
Everyone needs 6 months sick leave.
yeah.
All right. I don't know. Legion of Superheroes?
Yep, the
Yeah.
union of superheroes, am I right? The proud union. Want to know why? Because they're in the future and everyone figured it out.
You know, I will say Legion of Superheroes takes place about 1,000 years in the future, and everybody is on their fitness game. They got serious about it at some point because they are looking great.
I'm
Everyone's
sure they're
beautiful.
genetically
They look
engineering
like
at this
every
point.
other. They look like every other superhero.
Yeah, but they're
I
on
don't know,
steroids.
man.
These
There's
guys are made of steroids.
There's a little extra just shine, a little extra spring in their step, I feel.
I mean, there's what Chameleon Boy? He just makes himself look that way. He ain't spending any time in the gym.
Yeah, why would
I mean,
he?
wouldn't you do the same?
Absolutely.
See, does that count though when like Plastic Man or somebody gives themselves abs or a big dick? Like, does that?
Sure does.
That's not your
They don't
default
ask
state.
how.
Yeah, right? Who
They ask
cares?
how
Doesn't
long.
matter.
It doesn't. Yeah, it absolutely doesn't matter how you
They-
get those muscles. No one's asking fucking Thor how he pulled that off. We all know what he did, and we're gonna see 10 years from now when they're doing a memorial for him, and we're gonna say like maybe he should have done all those
think-
steroids to play Thor.
We're conflating. Yeah, so you're referring to him as Thor, and it took me a minute because you're talking about the actor.
Yeah,
Chris
what's his
Hemsworth.
name?
Okay,
Chris.
Hemsworth. Yeah, he's one of the better. He's one of the mid-tier Chris's. Yeah.
That motherfucker's gonna die. You're not supposed to like. That's
Yeah.
inhumanly big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's sustaining that for movies.
Oh,
like
God.
constant Marvel movies, one after another. It's
We
like
can't
Jesus
stop.
Christ.
I
He
just-
convinced the producers
All
to
right.
give him a fat suit just so he could stop working out for a movie.
I just today edited the previous episode, and we had a lot of talk about Chris Hemsworth's physique in that episode as well.
It's
just-
frightening because like a lot of like these Mr. Olympia guys are like currently dying super young.
Yes.
Because they're like pushing that chemical envelope, right? And now we see Chris Hemsworth, and you're like, fucking Christ, bro.
Well,
and now he's gonna play Hulk Hogan. He's gonna die.
Well, it's all worth it because in 1,000 years, that's just going to become the norm, and we all just
That
look
whole-
good.
Unless they're gonna have,
Christ.
they're gonna reenact that sex tape that Hulk Hogan made that got him in trouble. Unless they reenact that whole thing word for word, that movie will be worthless.
Well, why would you reenact the sex tape? We already have that movie. It's called The Sex Tape.
No, I want that in the movie, acted by Chris Hemsworth.
Shot
I want
for
him
shot.
dropping. I want him mad about black guys dating his
No,
daughter, dropping
yeah.
N-bombs. I want that in the movie.
A shot-for-shot remake, like that Psycho remake.
Yeah, I feel like the movie's gonna cut off in like 1997.
Yeah, they're not gonna. They just have like the text ending where it just like he's like
Yeah.
wins his last match or whatever, and then like,
Yeah.
and then it goes. Hulk Hogan went on to star in his sex tape that got him canceled.
What a bullshit move they used to pull on movies back in the day, where they would just stop the movie short and then just put up title cards telling you what the good shit was that you didn't see.
Yeah, we're not filming that because it's super
Holy
problematic.
cow! That shit would not fly nowadays.
Like there's a movie about JFK becoming the president, and then it's like at the he's like celebrating his win. So JFK was later assassinated
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm glad they didn't shoot that.
by this guy.
I
shoot
shot him.
that.
Yeah, I get the
This is
thing.
by
It's
this
funny.
guy, and it shows a photo of George H.W. Bush.
And then they blur his head after it's been up for a couple
No,
seconds.
they put a black
shit.
bar or put a black bar over his eyes of the photo.
The least convincing disguise of our various digital disguises.
They black out his name, but they leave the HW.
Yeah,
Just
you know
blank
who.
HW blank.
Borge W. Well, it's not Hush. It's Borge HW Jush.
Bush
Man.
is like a Batman villain.
Legion of Superheroes. So we haven't. You said we had looked at Legion of Superheroes before. We hadn't. It was actually an issue of Superboy we looked at that had the Legion
It
of
was
Superheroes. in
Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. It's the same thing. It counts.
You know, the
Did
Legion
we
of
do
Superheroes.
a Jimmy Olsen one in the Legion of Superheroes?
It wasn't with the Legion, but it had. I think it had the Forever People.
Yeah,
part
he
of
had
the
a
Fourth
motorcycle
World thing.
gang.
Yeah, the
of,
Forever People.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
bunch of hippies. Yeah.
He was like making that movie Cecil B. Demented by John Waters. You ever see that movie?
No.
Bits and pieces.
All right, so like that's what Jimmy Olsen was doing. He was doing this outlaw filmmaking.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Guerrilla filmmaking. Yeah. Mike, you picked this book. Because I guess you have a soft spot for the Legion of Superheroes, which is shocking to me.
Yeah, I like them.
Why?
Because
I like them too, but
Because there's like a lot of modern. I always say, I said this in the last episode. Like, why doesn't Reed Richards like create an energy reactor that like solves all of Earth's problems if he's so fucking smart? But then you tell me that'd be the end of the comic then if they just create a utopia on Earth. It's like, right. So in Legion of Superheroes, they already have their utopia and they still have superhero problems. So I don't have to think about that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, fair. I mean, I just figured you'd think all the characters were dumb.
No, they all have lad or girl after their
boy. Most
They
of them,
do.
and they have it in their name. It tells you what their superpower is, and they're always telling. I like this because it reminds me of like Claremont X-Men books where they just lay it all out for you.
Well, they
you don't
have
to worry about it
because the famously difficult thing about the Legion of Superheroes is sometimes they have more than 24 members at a time. Like there's so many members, and they all have their interpersonal drama. Like we'll see in this book, it's gonna be hard getting through this because there's 20 different subplots going on in this book.
And the cover has the most action in the entire book.
Yeah. You know, the thing I noticed about it, and as I was reading it, I was trying to piece together like why Mike would like it, and one thing I realized is I think people who like Legion of Superheroes probably have similar personalities to people who like Star Trek.
I like Star Trek.
I think there's a coincidence because like both of them, like when you watch Star Trek, you're not concerned with like the overall plots or the fights or anything. It's like the logistics of the world they live in, where they're visiting, the protocols and costumes and all that. The minutia.
Yeah, I like that.
And I think Legion of Superheroes is very similar. I think it's more about the diplomacy and the world building, and it's not about badass fights and everything necessarily.
That's what pissed me off about the Black Panther movie is that they showed you this insane, advanced society, and they don't tell you a whole lot about it.
R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman, friend of the show.
It's like, what the fuck? They're like, yeah, we are. There's the general of our army. He has a bunch of rhinoceroses you can ride. I'm like, all right, well, I want to see the logistics of how all that works. Nope. Moving on.
Shée, do you have opinions about the Legion of Superheroes?
I have not really read any of it besides this, and I was very confused by this because it feels like it's the middle of a story arc.
Yeah.
Perfect. Very, very Dark Side's couch.
Very. Just dip our toes in the middle of the
So
stream.
like,
Absolutely.
if like, okay, so it says like issue whatever. Like if it was like if it was like a 6-issue miniseries, I feel like this would be issue like 3.
So let me explain a little bit of that because I was confused too because everything about the Legion of Superheroes is just emblematic of how confusing DC can get. And this very book is confusing because this is not actually Legion of Superheroes. This is Tales of the Legion of Superheroes issue 7, which is reprinting an issue of the new 3rd volume of the proper Legion of Superheroes book. So this is a reprint of Legion of Superheroes issue 332. The 2nd volume changed its name to Tales of the Legion of Superheroes, and after a year or so of being a separate book with new issues, it just started reprinting issues from the new 3rd volume. In this case, this is issue 7, reprinting issue 332 from just a few months earlier in the same year, in 1985. Why? I don't know.
Maybe
Fucking
nobody
weird.
bought them, and they just figured, like, well, we can just re-release it under another name, and no one will notice.
But they were releasing both basically concurrently. Like they had a Legion of Superheroes book and Tales of the Legion of Superheroes book, and after a year, Tales of the Legion of Superheroes was just reprinting issues from Legion of Superheroes from a few months earlier. It's weird.
That's absurdly complicated.
It is insanely complicated, and I guess because back in those days, like, trades weren't coming out, it wasn't easy to find them. So I guess, the book was popular enough that they could just, get a pop, we'll release it in 6, 7, 8 months for the people that didn't read it before. I don't know what the reasoning is, but
They did that with, they called it Classic X-Men.
yeah.
Like you could go buy a Classic X-Men comic, but it's just a reprint.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was. So this was from 1985, book called A Choice of Dooms, written by Paul Levitz, art by Steve Lytle and Mike DiCarlo.
And I picked this book based off of that name only.
Yeah. You like the Legion of Superheroes, huh? Name 3 members. That's what I'll say.
Are you actually asking me?
Nah, I don't care. I'm sure you could. You can make something up. The names are always
Yeah,
pretty,
I could just
pretty
make it up.
easy.
All of the men look exactly alike.
Yep.
Perfect. You mean they look perfect? Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
You mean based?
Yeah. And they take place. Basically, the idea is it's a bunch of young adults in 1,000 years in the future, and a lot of them are descendants of current superheroes or somehow related to superheroes, and they just kind of go around and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
They're having
They
adventures.
Yeah, they
Star
really
Trek.
are adventuring. Yeah. Characters aren't supposed. We mentioned this before, but the characters, you're not supposed to have two characters, two members with the same power, which is why they led to a bunch of silly ones like Mad Eater Lad and all that kind of stuff.
That is
Yeah.
like a rule a child would come up with.
Yeah. And there's a character in this who can only use one kind. Like, it looks like he has every power, but
Ultra
he can
Boy.
only use one at a time.
Yeah, Ultra Boy has a bunch of different powers, but he can only use one at a time. But they have a lot of variations where they kind of like let that rule slide, like with Superboy. It was like, yeah, Superboy can be in, but I mean, he's Superboy. He can think your planet out of existence if he wants to. Like, of course, you're not going to tell him he can't be in your club.
So like Ultra Boy, none of his other powers ever work because he always has his dick lengthening power active.
That's fun.
He's just like, they're like, quick, Ultra Boy, use your super strength. And he's thinking to himself, he's like sweating nervously. I can't do that. Then they'll realize how small my penis actually is.
Can I stand in front of like a podium or a deli counter or something while I do it?
He's too busy using his suppress his homosexuality so his father doesn't hate him power.
Yeah, that's still a problem.
Year 3000. I mean, it's still a problem now, and it's been a while.
So, all right, we got to tear through this book because there's a lot to get through. We open up, and a bunch of the Legion members, I guess, have been stranded on a weird limbo planet.
No, they're stranded in like a limbo dimension, and they found a planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. And so Ultra Boy is trying to put them all in like an oxygen bubble and land them down on this planet so they can try and find a way out of here. And they're bickering as they do it.
So what's the bubble?
I'm guessing the bubble came from Element Lad because
Is that like their spaceship?
No, I think they just generate. Maybe it is. I was thinking he just generated it.
An elemental lad is yoked.
They all look fantastic. They look
Yeah, but
great.
he's like Arnold Schwarzenegger yoked. He's pretty insane looking.
Well, are you thinking of Ultra Boy?
No,
See, this
I'm
is
thinking
the
of the
problem
dude
here.
in the black and pink outfit, with the blonde curly hair. That guy is huge.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that is Element Lad.
One
All
of
right.
his pecs is bigger than this girl's head that's in front of
Yeah.
him.
So we've got Element Lad, we've got Chameleon
But
Boy.
she shrinks.
Yeah, that's Shrinking Violet, who is beautiful, by the
That's
way.
what happens to Ultra Boy when he turns off his dick lengthening power.
Well, and Ultra Boy is actually dating Phantom Girl, and Phantom Girl seems to want everyone to know that they're fucking.
You know, so the thought would be like, oh, how come they always have to tack on this romantic angle? Because they're like
lover.
19 and they're super hot. Of course they're going to be fucking each other.
gotta
Wasn't that
sell
like
it.
one of the problems with like Olympic Village is like all the
Yeah.
athletes were just having
Yeah,
orgies?
they had to give them those cardboard beds so they couldn't have sex on a bed. Yeah, yeah.
Imagine you go to China, you're like a super athlete, and China is like their totalitarianism extends to they have to stop you from fucking.
Yes. Stop all the fucking over there. You're Olympians, goddammit.
Like you're thinking to yourself, China can't be that totalitarian. Then you get there, they're like, no fucking.
Yeah, so Phantom Girl, yeah, she keeps mentioning it. She keeps saying, lover.
Which just, ugh.
And it's the future, so she just starts stroking his cock in front of everybody because it's
People
like,
that refer to their partner as lover or or my lover is fucking gross.
yeah, public displays of affection is cringe. Stop doing it.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the
Yes,
specific
I am.
thing I said.
Like that extends to everything.
No.
Unless you might as well just take his dick out then, if that's what you guys want to do.
Helicopter it around.
Just take it out and start rubbing it right in front of me. If that's
Good
how,
Lord.
might as well. Calling him lover. You're putting that thought in my head that you guys are fucking.
I just think it's sick, icky sounding.
At least show me what he's got. Make it a show.
Fuck. Did I hit a fucking sore spot here, Mike?
I just thought like this will be a good bit. Just start screaming about people having sex in public.
This planet is as ruined as my vagina was last night. If you howled me out good, lover.
Who's your
Oh,
boyfriend?
oh God, I
That's-
want to vomit.
That's Ultra Boy. They keep saying it. Phantom Girl and Ultra Boy.
Phantom Girl can, since she can like make herself like she's like Shadowcat from X-Men. She can like go through stuff.
Yeah.
So she's just like grabbing his dick from through his pants, like just like you know, like just enough so she can get in there.
That's got to be fun.
And they're all watching. Chameleon Boy's like nice, and he's like stroking his antenna.
In my mind, she's coming up from behind. She's like going through his rectum.
Yeah.
and
Mike,
grabbing
you
it.
Grabbing his
could
prostate.
Mike, you could make a side gig out of the fucking fan fiction you come up with every single comic.
You guys have no idea like how I could easily. Yeah, you're right. I could. I really could, and I should.
Yep. and
Maybe
you
that'll
will.
be our Patreon.
No, you
I'll
won't.
write erotic fan fiction for
Sure.
people, and then they can donate to the Patreon.
See,
like
if you
it.
want this shit to happen, people, you gotta be listening. You gotta go to Spotify. You gotta like it. You gotta do all that shit and get
Yeah.
people listening, and then we'll do this stuff.
Yeah, it'll be worth my while.
It'll be worth it. I will say, on a serious note, Phantom Girl is actually an ancestor of a character from a book that's set in previous times called The Terrifics by Jeff Lemire that I really liked. And The Terrifics was like a riff on the Fantastic Four, but with Phantom Girl, Mr. Terrific, Plastic Man, and Metamorpho. And they were bound together by the dark multiverse. So if they got too far away from one another, they'd experience physical pain. It was really cool. It was a really fun book.
Or she's lying, and she's just like, yeah, I'm descended from all these cool people.
Well,
Were they like
Phantom
born
lady.
with their powers, or because like in the book they say that they could just change each other's powers whenever they want?
Well, Dreamer Girl can.
Okay, so they're like mutants. They're just born with superpowers.
I think they're kind of just mutiny. Yeah, some nerd is very upset.
That's probably
about
why I
that.
like this too, because it reminds me of X-Men, but it's X-Men in space.
And there was a Saturn girl mentioned at some point.
Saturn Girl is one of the founding members. I don't think she's currently in the book. She's off on leave because I think she's having a baby with Lightning Lad, maybe. Yeah,
They don't have
so-
abortion in the future either.
No, they understand.
They took it
understand.
away and they never gave it back.
You know, I can tell you though, we can tell this isn't the real future because there are no shrines to President Ron DeSantis anywhere. And
You're right.
Clearly, those would be up. Yeah.
Right? Maybe they were destroyed in the Great Ron DeSantos War.
Friend of the show. And so they're on this ruined planet, and they start taking a look around, and they're squawking and bickering about who's got the better powers that'll be more useful for them to look through this shithole planet.
Yeah, and Ultra Boy is using his X-ray vision, and while that's on, someone just shoots him in the chest.
Oh, shit.
He's like, don't worry, I'll turn off my invulnerability to use my X-ray power. Then you just hear a gunshot in like the background.
And then we have a panel where Phantom Girl does her Shée impression. Those are Shay's eyes. She's had that haircut.
Nah, it's
No,
missing the
nobody's-
glasses, but yeah.
Missing the glasses.
Oh, they won't be missing in YouTube.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, get those glasses.
And by
on her
and by
face.
yeah, I was about to say, and by James saying I have those eyes, I have giant eyes.
You have giant eyes.
Shay's not real.
it's a
She's an
trait.
anime character.
That's how it sometimes feels with my fucking eyes.
Well, that's why she's everybody's favorite member of the podcast.
Everyone's
not true.
everyone's favorite waifu.
Ooh, things got weird.
senpai.
But if you want a body pillow of me, let me know.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
you gotta donate to the Patreon.
That's
Yeah,
that's a higher
let's say,
tier.
Not
That's a
only-
higher tier.
Not only will you get a Shea body pillow, but you'll have some erotic fan fiction written by me, and we'll cut a hole in the body pillow and put in a hot water bottle for you.
How are people not listening to this show more?
You know, that's what we're
I did
offering
get
now.
so Charles did tell me that he had a great
Shay's
idea.
brother.
Sorry, our super fan. Hi. Did give me an idea that he came up with for a drawing, but he couldn't do it himself, which was involving Mike's joke a little bit ago with the or maybe I made the anyway, somebody made the joke about the Fappuccino. Do you remember that?
No.
Because we were
yeah.
talking about you working at a Starbucks,
Dude,
I think.
my
And we
mind's
said
like a
you wouldn't
security
do
camera.
it.
It wipes it like every 72 hours.
Right.
But I believe you.
Yeah, and I think we said you would come in the drinks. Like you couldn't be nice without being mean to them. Anyway, so the idea was you handing off a Fappuccino while saying that it was freshly squeezed.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, I could make that, but how extremely pornographic can I make it?
You can come in the cappuccino, but you got to do that like nice foam art thing with it on top, where they make like a little picture out of it or something, somebody's
Yeah.
face.
I could do a series of stills using my real dick, and it would be just be like me being hard at the Starbucks, and then ejaculating into the cup, and then giving it to somebody.
Wow, that's gonna get you in the Legion of Superheroes.
That's right. That's my power.
That's a power they need to get in.
Coming in coffee, lad.
Yep. Okay. So anyway, so they're on this like destroyed planet, and the ground starts moving, and it's pulling them towards this building that's going to explode. And there's radioactive energy, which is apparently something that Ultra Boy doesn't care for.
Yeah, he screams, "I hate radioactive energy," and it's
With
like,
ya.
who the fuck doesn't, dipshit?
Like Chameleon Boy turned into a sparrow and flew away to go get a lay of the land, and Ultra Boy was bragging that he doesn't need to do that. I can use X-ray vision or whatever, supervision, to see everything around me. But he didn't see is that he landed their space bubble in a conveyor belt where they were burning garbage.
Yeah, he brave little toastered it.
It seems like his whole character thing going on is that he has all the individual powers of Superman, but he's so stupid he keeps fucking up.
Well, he's thinking about fucking Phantom Girl.
Look how big his chest is.
Yeah, he looks great.
Again,
no wonder they're getting hooking up.
The pecs are bigger than heads.
So they whisk themselves away, and then we have a bizarre cut to another subplot, which only lasts 4 panels, only half the page. And it just kind of comes out of nowhere.
So in the future, all the coffee cups I ejaculated into eventually become sentient,
yes.
and they demand their rights.
So there's these little protean people that look like they just like globules of pus, right?
No,
and
it looks like my jizz comes to life. It's riding on a speaker car.
It looks like Oogie Boogie from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah! Was that his voice? Did he talk like that, didn't he?
No, that's Kool-Aid.
I hate Christmas or something.
I think the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah, you're hitting Kool-Aid Man or the evil brain creature from Captain N, the Nintendo Warrior.
Oh, yeah, a little Krang, throwing a little Krang in there. I'm sure he talked like that, too.
But what's going on is on Metropolis in the future, there's all these weird aliens that live there. And so this dude, this little pus man, this little cum guy, is like, hey, man, you've recognized my people as sentient, but now we want equal citizenship. We want full rights. We don't want 3/5 of a vote, and all the bigoted citizens aren't cool with this.
You see, this is why. It starts with the dolphin, right? You give the sentient rights to the dolphin. Where does it end? Pretty soon, my future jizz is going to be wanting it.
Yeah.
What about family values?
Yeah, and you can't abort those coffee cups.
Nope. Well, I mean, you can. You crumple them up and throw them away.
No, that's illegal.
Just like a whole generation of kids.
Yeah, you can't be littering in the future. There's no litter in the future.
No, everything's edible in the future. You just eat your coffee cup when it's done.
You glaze a little jism on it, and you have that for breakfast.
Like my favorite Legionnaire, Matter Eater Lad.
Yeah, he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, he just eats things. That's his whole deal.
And then we see, well, again, they had a lot of silly ones. It was almost like a competition to see who could come up with the silliest character. So, there's a reason for that.
Here we got Lightning Lad's sister is, I guess she was in a cult, but she decided to come back and join the Legion of Superheroes, but like hyper sexy woman says you can't have the same powers as a current member.
Yes, she's being, actually, she's not saying no. Dream Girl is not saying no. Lightning Lass is just assuming that Dream Girl has a problem with it.
Dream Girl looks like an 80s aerobics instructor.
Dream Girl knows exactly what she's doing.
Yeah.
Dream Girl is like a platinum blonde wearing a revealing silver swimsuit and posing like remember in Star Search when they would have the centerfold competition. Does anybody remember this?
I mean, she's standing there like someone just bought a vowel.
Yeah, she's got a little Vanna White in her.
I really want to live in the world of the Legionnaires where everyone's just genetically engineered to be perfect.
I mean, well, I guess then nobody's especially hot. Like,
well, that's just what humans look like, I guess, at this point.
So it's not going to get you excited. It's just another super hot person. Fuck this.
No. I'm fine with being super hot as long as everybody else is too. That's fine.
I guess if you're a member of the Legion and you're all, everybody's so super hot, you're attracted to like those little cum alien guys.
I believe in hot socialism.
You gotta redistribute the hotness.
Yeah, everyone gets to be hot.
So Lightning Lass is like, hey, bitch, I'm coming back. I don't care that my brother has the same power as me. I'm coming in, and no one's going to stop me. And they go, okay, that's fine.
So really we fired him for impregnating another Legionnaire.
Yes. We made up these rules. It's like nobody's enforcing it. We don't care.
Yeah. Well, and that's when we find out that, like, oh, she's an ant. It's like everyone knows but her.
She's an ant.
Who do you think is the oncle?
Excuse me? What is that?
Is like Adam Warlock one of the Legion of Superheroes?
That is Sunboy.
Sunboy.
That is Sunboy.
Sunboy is like, I'm going to call my son.
Well, it's clear. It's intuitive. And Sunboy is telling Lightning Lass, you're going to be an auntie.
And he goes, and I'm going to be an uncle, and starts grabbing at her.
He's going to be a what?
An uncle.
All right, I'll look that up later. I'll look up what that is. So
I
anyway,
already made that joke.
And she's so surprised that she's an aunt, she turns blonde.
her hair does change.
Yes.
Who's like the...
They forget to fill it in.
Who's the blue Dracula lady?
I don't know. I think she's maybe she's a representative of the science police that they work with.
All right.
By the way, yeah, they seem to be working with the science police, which of course combines two of my favorite things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this blue alien lady is hanging out, and I imagine there's so many people at Legion headquarters that like it's not even a big deal when just strangers are there. Whatever.
I'm gonna start calling anyone who questions the flat Earth like, oh yeah, look what we got here, the science police.
Stupid science police. Yeah, and then we see that what's his name? Is this maybe it's Element Boy? Who is this talking? Who's in a purple? Cosmic Boy.
Cosmic Boy, yeah.
Cosmic Boy is muttering to himself about his plans.
He's got like Magneto powers.
So I was about to say, so he's a bad guy?
No, I don't think he's a bad guy, but he's soliloquying, and then Wildfire walks up to him and goes, "Hey man, what are you talking about? Why are you talking to yourself? Why are you talking to yourself, stupid?"
He was not genetically engineered, so he covers up his horrible, disgusting face.
Thank God. If you're not hot, you need to cover that shit up.
Yeah, and also in the Legion of Superheroes, there's the Thing from the Fantastic Four.
That's Block.
Yeah, but it's the Thing.
Block, who actually has to wear 3 Legion flight rings because he's so dense.
All right.
If this were a cartoon, he would be voiced by Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
I'm very excited to be part of the Legion of Superheroes.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's very hard to do an Austrian accent that doesn't just turn into Schwarzenegger.
You know what? Recently, I actually had a Werner or Herzog impression, and I think I lost it.
Yeah, you erased the tape. It'd been 72 hours, and it just erased itself.
That's right.
Well, no, it's hard to do it when you don't have a prompt of it.
I usually go straight to like when he did the voice of the alien guy in Rick and Morty. That's usually like what I'll do to line it up.
Have you seen the video of Werner Herzog where he gets shot in the middle of an interview and just keeps talking?
No,
Are you talking about Teddy Roosevelt?
No, there's a video of Werner Herzog, and he gets shot. Like, let's see.
He gets shot? Like someone tries to assassinate him?
Yeah.
Werner Herzog?
Here you go. Watch this.
Herzog?
Let me see if I can get right to this.
And Herzog had been hit.
So this literally just happened when we were standing outside there,
camera.
and there was a noise, and it was a whiz, and you just said, "I've been shot." Look, you're
He's
bleeding.
got a bullet hole.
I think
We get to see what kind of underwear he wears.
I mean, somebody shot at you and created a wound in your
it's
abdomen.
not significant.
And so he just keeps going, just in the middle of an interview.
It's not significant.
It's not significant.
Is he Austrian or German?
Well, that's how he feels about everything in life, though.
That's how you should.
Yeah.
It's called
I
being
thought
stoic.
I thought he was Austrian, but maybe I'm wrong. Where is
It looks like they were in a
Herzog
room.
from?
Why is he
Germany. He's from Munich.
He's just like a normal actor.
He's not an actor.
He's just a guy.
He's a director.
Is he? Because he was in Star Wars. So that's how I know him from The Mandalorian.
Oh.
Well,
I mean, he is also an actor.
Bring
yes,
me
but-
the baby.
he was teaching a guerrilla filmmaking class, and I read the syllabus for it, and it was basically saying like, I'm going to teach you how to like break locks, get into sneak into private areas. We're going to meet in clandestine locations in infrequent times. You'll find out like the night before where we're meeting. It was some weird shit.
It sounds like working a gig. It sounds like my job.
Yeah, it just sounds like being a roadie.
Yeah, like how is that? They're like really different.
I don't know. So anyway, yeah. Then we see Block, and he's I don't know. I guess he's very he's concerned about all the drama within the Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah, because he's a rock man without a dick. He doesn't fuck.
And the robot machine that services Legion headquarters wants to make him food, and he's pissed off, and he's unappreciative because he doesn't eat food, and he's not thinking about the robot's feelings.
Yeah, though that robot is being really insensitive to the rock man.
Yeah. Well, the rock man's being rude to the robot.
Well, the robot doesn't matter. It's just a vacuum cleaner.
In the future, man, it matters. It matters. And then we meet Timberwolf.
Yep, he's like a werewolf man.
He's like a werewolf man, and he's working out, and the computer's bothering him too. So he's telling the computer to fuck off as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, it seems like the computers are dicks in Legion headquarters.
No, they're being dicks to the computer. The computer's trying to help.
It is not.
They're no skeets.
It's
There are
not
no
using
skeets.
blocks proper pronouns and being rude.
Now, Timberwolf here, he's like a feral man, and he brings up an interesting issue that we've mentioned before, which is questionable male body hair. Because as we can see, he's got a patch of fur on his back.
Well, yeah, he's like a werewolf man. Like here's
no
his
good.
set, and he is turned into his wolf shape.
I've said this before. I think I said it in the last episode. Is that it's all right if you're a man with a lot of body hair, but it has to be in the right places and symmetrical. And he is failing that test.
This guy, like the creators of this comic, are like, you know who's popular right now? Wolverine. Let's put him in our comic.
He's definitely very Wolverine for
He's
sure.
got the same color scheme, everything.
Yeah, he's orange and brown. Yeah, he's definitely just kind of capitalizing on the Wolverine thing.
I wonder if he's a brooding anti-hero.
So Timberwolf and Block get in a little conversation, and we find out that Timberwolf's been stalking his ex, Lightning Lass.
Well, yeah, he's a wolf.
And now she's back.
Yeah, and now she's back. Like, oh, this is going to be awkward when she finds out that I've been, following her around.
He's drawn like Clint Eastwood.
Is
A
he?
little, yeah, I see it.
All right, take your
Also,
word for
he
it.
didn't. He was stalking her, but he had a detective find her.
Yeah,
He
apparently
was
he's not good at it.
Yeah.
He had to hire somebody. Yeah, he had a private investigator taking a look at this thing.
Yeah, and here's a panel of Ultra Boy looking at stuff with his powers of
Yeah,
looking.
he's turning on his powers of sight. Like, dude, we all got that, bro.
So is he like blind when he turns it off?
He only has one sense at a time.
Because
Yeah.
aren't like your senses also kind of superpowers too in their own way? Oh, you can
Well,
just see
because it's
and
not
navigate.
senses, it's powers.
I mean, but it's just looking.
But really, aren't your senses just powers that we all have? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
sight. If you live in a world of blind people and you were the only person with sight, oh, you'd be their Superman.
Right. We're descended from like amoebas, but to them we're like gods.
Yeah, that's why I want to live in the amoeba world.
What's the man with one eye is king in the land
In
of the
the
blind?
land of the blind, yeah, the man with one eye is king. Yeah, yeah.
I bet some like pseudo philosophy kid had that like poster on his wall,
Well, hopefully they just had the dirty work version.
reading his libertarian literature.
Yeah, man, I want to go to that land. I got twice as many eyes as that guy.
Yeah, right. They go, all you can
You
get
got
done.
4.
Yeah, but you're gonna be doing everything for everybody. You realize?
I mean, well, yeah, but
they're gonna be groping around, and you're gonna have to help them all find shit.
I'm gonna be a cruel dictator. I mean, like I'm not
but
doing
can't-
this.
You can't make them
altruistically.
do anything.
Well, no, that's already been done by a cult leader.
Are
So
you exactly, Shée? But Mike, are you saying that blind people they're useless? They can't do anything for themselves? That's what
I'm
you're saying.
it's gonna be a huge problem when everyone's blind.
I think blind people
Except
can
for
function just
you.
fine. I think blind people can function just fine in society.
Yeah, but the society is based around people with sight.
Not their society. They have a blind society, and I'm going to come in there and I'm going to rock their world.
Oh, so they're building shit. They're writing code.
Yeah, absolutely. Braille code. Yeah.
There probably is Braille code. That's probably really insensitive of me.
They probably got haptic screens. They probably got technology we don't have yet because they've been focusing on other shit while we've been building tanks.
Yeah, but all that stuff was built by people with eyes.
No, I'm saying this civilization has never had sight. It's never had sight. So it built up a whole civilization without sight. Mole people.
All right.
That's what I'm doing.
And I'm guessing they're all going to be martial arts masters.
I'm going to live in the land of the mole people. I'm tired of you guys holding me back.
I want that to be the last thing Jay Leno says when he retires from the Tonight Show.
I'm off to live with the mole people.
I'm going to go live with the mole people.
If we don't have 1,000 new subscribers by next week, I'm going to live with the mole people. Yeah.
Don't like...
Coming in hot on these people.
Your ultimatum is just like the people will be like, oh, that'd be pretty cool. He'll tell us about what it's like.
You're offering them Patreon bonuses. I'm threatening them with living amongst the mole people in the center of the earth.
Darkside's Couch would transition to you being a VTuber on YouTube, just like my life amongst the mole people, like how people
Hey,
have
what's
like,
up, everybody?
Like I live in Japan guy or whatever.
Hey,
you start
guys.
doing mole people ASMR.
How you doing? Down here with the mole people.
You'll have like videos like top 10 reasons why living with the mole people sucks.
Today, I'm just going to be eating this piece of corn I found.
Like, okay, guys, number one problem with living amongst the mole people, there's no light.
I hadn't thought about it, but they just don't need light down here. They just don't care.
Yeah, there's no light at all.
Yeah, you're just gonna get rickets.
Yeah. Oh, no vitamin D? Yeah.
And there's no like drugstore where you can buy vitamins.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
walking
and
all
then someone's
bow-legged.
gonna shoot Mr. Burns.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible. It's probably gonna be the baby, and it's not gonna make sense.
No.
How does a baby fire a gun?
Well, I mean, it could have a hair trigger.
Yeah, it must have. What's going on in this comic book?
And everyone was talking to each other, but they're just thinking about having sex with each other.
Probably.
You know what? I don't know that they are. Again, they're all sexy. So like, you know, they probably think most of the other Legion members are relatively ugly.
No.
Have you guys seen what's the movie where Sylvester Stallone wakes up in the future with Wesley Snipes?
Is it Time
Demolition
Cop?
Man.
Demolition
Yeah,
Man?
they have sex in their heads, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that?
Yeah, they have.
Oh, I've done that.
They got like those cone head rings.
Yeah, when they toss the rings on each other's heads.
Yeah.
Was Demolition Man a good movie?
No.
Okay, good. to know.
Well, yeah. I mean,
They
yeah,
should-
it is. It is.
That it does star friend of the show Rob Schneider.
Yeah. No, that's Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
my
a
bad.
Sidekick. They should
Yeah,
remake.
that's pretty much the same movie, though.
Yeah,
They should
okay.
remake Demolition Man, but in place of Wesley Snipes, I want male porn star Wesley Pipes.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see what he can do.
Like I was thinking, like, why you want to remake that movie? But it's like I see. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
I want and recast Sylvester Stallone with young Sylvester Stallone, who also did a porno.
Well, they are remaking Blade, so why not just have Wesley Pipes play Blade? They're already doing it anyway.
Oh, that'd be great. Well, they already cast the guy, unfortunately. It's a
So
little too
what?
late. Yeah.
That guy's fired.
You're out of here, buddy.
They
We got this
cast the
porn
new
star.
Blade?
Yeah, they did. Maharishi Ali, I believe is his name.
Cool.
His voice can be heard at the end of the Eternals.
I never got that far.
Yeah, most people didn't. So anyway, then some other things are going on, right?
Yeah.
And they discover, okay, well, there's like a factory going on. This planet that these Legion members landed on at the beginning of the book. This planet is a hellhole, and they don't seem to have any people on it. Right?
And I guess it is a giant factory that is creating something called a sun
Sun
eater.
Eater. Yeah. Yeah, they're creating a Sun Eater, and they're going to unleash probably hell on some planet and destroy it with the Sun Eater that they're incubating.
Yep. So they decided to get the hell out of there.
Well, they're considering it.
They're like, whoa.
And then we see that Colossal Boy, his mom, we find out how he got in the Legion of Superheroes. His mom is the president of Earth.
I mean, he does get gigantic.
He does, well, he does get gigantic, and he's helping his mom move because she's quitting.
Yeah, she's the president and she's resigning because of scandal.
And they're like, don't worry about it. The computer electorate combination will pick someone else. I'm like, okay. All right, fine.
Notice that's not people at all. That's not voting.
Yeah. Well, they have faith in the system. The system will always work.
Shea, it's the future. They got it figured out.
Yeah, it works great, okay?
By figured out, you mean they got rid of voting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. Yeah.
President DeSantis figured it out, and it's been great for
Yeah.
1,000 years.
Yep. Yep.
He got rid of all those Dominion machines.
You know, I'm actually. I'd bet like the human government does almost nothing, and everything is
future?
run by like AI.
Or you mean
everything
now?
Everything is. No, I mean like in this comic book, like everything is run by computers, and they make basically no decisions because like why bother? The algorithm's gonna predict it properly.
And then Science Police Chief Zendak, who again is probably an AI man, he pops in, and he's been spying on the president of Earth this whole time, just kind of watching her do things. Weird. Looking at her feet. And he pops in, and he's like, hey, man, I've got some business. I've got a flimsy excuse to talk to you. I need you to go catch these 6 supervillains that are running loose.
Hey man, come here. Let me look at your feet.
But
Take
those
them
aren't
shoes off.
supervillains.
No? What are they?
Oh, I thought they were some of the good guys.
No, these are bad
everyone's
guys.
just drawn the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're all hot.
They're all super sexy.
Yeah.
And
This
so,
is here's a image of the super sexy supervillains. That
Yeah.
we
Well,
need
and then
help
they
with.
portray his mom as being super sexy, which is really awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she's
is.
like 70 years old, but like 70 is
Ain't
the
nothing. It ain't nothing in the future.
And the only thing she is in this is his mom. The whole point is just that she's his.
She's the
She's the
president.
president
she's
of
making
Earth.
decisions.
Well, it just seems weird that she's all turned on after she talks to her son.
I wouldn't say
Are
she's
you coming?
turned on.
Are you deciding that she's turned on?
Shée, are you just turned on by Colossal Boy? And
No,
you're
because
projecting?
she's like touching
I
her
am. No
chest,
shame.
and then like they close up on her lips.
No.
I'm always playing with myself.
I don't know. I mean,
Maybe that's why your erections don't hurt.
That's right, they don't.
all right. Well, something ambiguous happens there, and then we find out that then we go back to our shithole planet, and Chameleon Boy has turned into a lightning bug, and Shrinking Violet, who also shrinks, has shrunk down.
Yeah,
And
good names. Good
yeah,
names
they're-
all around.
Yeah, I know what they do.
They're a
And
good match for each other. They should hook up.
You know, it kind of sucks because like Shrinking Violet, it's like, okay, well, what can you do? You can shrink down. Well, Chameleon Boy can shrink and do other shit, and Colossal Boy can size up.
Yeah, so technically, shouldn't all of them not be allowed to be in the Legion of Superheroes? Like
Yeah,
together?
Chameleon Boy has too many powers,
Yeah.
and Shrinking Violet and Colossal Boy are too similar to what Chameleon Boy can do.
I guess he starts off as a giant bug, and then he says, "I'm going to turn into the smaller version of it." So I guess like he's able to shrink because there is a smaller version of the bug, and he just can only turn into space
Things
animals.
that
Yeah.
exist. I don't
I
know.
think that is exactly what it is. Is that like
Dang, look at me reading. and
Yeah, look
paying
at this.
attention, remembering, recalling.
Wow, the 3 R's.
Yeah, the three R's are doing good today.
So
Hey,
they
buddy,
get.
you got the 3 R's today? I got them. You're doing real good today.
I haven't even needed the soundboard today. It's been stupid enough as it is.
All right, fantastic.
And then they get inside this factory and they find finally some sort of creatures, and they find these robot creatures with Kirby dots for brains.
Yep, thank God. That's what everything is powered by in the future. Is
Yeah,
Kirby
by
dots.
Jack
There's-
Kirby's imagination.
Yeah, they resurrected him, and he's just drawing them as fast as he can. And they're like, "Hurry up, Jack Kirby! We need more.
Need more
Our hunger
ideas."
for energy is endless."
And he's a company man, so he's not turning it down. He's going to do it. He's going to meet those deadlines.
They just have the pain centers in his. They have like diodes and like the pain centers of his brain. They're just cranking it up every time he's like not going fast enough. But those things run on Kirby dots, so he's drawing and powering the very thing that's causing him harm.
He's a perpetual motion machine.
Yeah, just
Wow.
pain. He
He
doesn't
finally
get
got that
old, doesn't
going.
get hungry because they just resurrected him.
Yeah, well, we're all powered by pain, ultimately. That's the universal driving factor.
Right? What if machines feel that way, and that's what we're doing to them?
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. I'm telling you, they're really abusing that computer that hangs out at Legion headquarters, and he's going to be pissed.
What if like when they come up with like AI to make everything run better, and you can ask your vacuum cleaner questions like, "Are you in pain?" And you'll be like, "Yes."
Man, Mike, you are full of high thoughts today.
Yeah, ideas.
What do they call that? The uncanny valley? Like what is
Yeah.
it? Like, is that
Well, the
what it's
uncanny
called?
valley is when something is so close to being human that it's not close enough that you're actually convinced it's human, but it's so close that it's creepy. It
That's
makes
where
you
like
uncomfortable.
AI is right now, because like that
Yeah.
guy in Google when he was talking about they created the AI, and but they explain about what it is though, and
Yeah.
and I think to myself like, how is that any different than what a human brain does?
Yeah, that's the eternal struggle. That's,
So I guess when this guy says like the AI is sentient, well, in a way, yeah, I guess.
well, how do you define sentience? And people have trouble with that. That's a problem for ethicists to solve.
Yeah, I mean, it's understanding what I'm saying and answering back. Like even if it's just
Maybe
an algorithm.
the fact that other than that, it essentially doesn't exist.
Well, you
it
can make
only
that-
exists
you-
when
you-
you're interacting.
You can make that argument with people,
No, I exist when I'm not talking to you, dipshits.
Do
right?
you?
But you're still occupying the same space. Like we don't know what that thing is doing when it's not on. We don't know what's happening in the background.
Well, we're running off the assumption we do.
Right.
Oh, well.
Right.
Assumptions. You know what they say about assumptions? They make you look like a fucking asshole.
Yep.
That's what I say. So Shrinking Violet and Chameleon Boy decide to she sizes up and he turns into a Saturnian tentacogler.
He turns into a hentai monster,
He turns
Yes.
into a tentacle monster. Yeah, he
Yes,
looks
he
like
does.
melting Shrek.
and he just
Yes.
fucks this robot to death.
He fucks the shit out of this robot.
He
And
really
he
does.
likes it.
Every hole of the robot is just being penetrated by Chameleon Boy.
Oh no, Chameleon Boy, stop doing that. Oh
Yeah,
no.
Right. Why am I coming so much? The robot's thinking in its head. The Kirby dots are just super poppy, like popcorn, popping in his head.
Gross.
He's never come so many times before.
They programmed this robot to be able to come.
Right? That should be see Patreon if you guys want to hear more about my story of Chameleon Boy turning into a hentai monster and having sex with people.
and you're gonna get all the logistics of how they put the cum
Yes.
in the robot.
Yes.
Because the robot can't.
Why does the
Yeah.
robot have so many sex holes?
The robot can't make its own cum. Somebody has to put that cum in the robot
Right,
periodically.
that's what Chameleon Boy's doing,
Yeah,
It sounds like you're developing a whole series here, Mike.
right? The things Chameleon Boy gets up to,
he's having the most fun. He's having a great time.
right? Who wants to read that? The Sexual Adventures of Chameleon Boy.
Yeah. That's on the Dark Side's Ottoman tier of the Dark Side's Couch Patreon.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'll quit my job and write all this stuff for you.
$5 a
tier.
month. Yeah. I figure the different tiers are named after different things you can be sitting on. The smallest one is an ottoman, and then it sizes up to a lazy boy, and
That's a good idea, actually.
I haven't thought of the rest of it, but something like that. Look at all these good ideas you guys are sleeping on. Like, fucking, come on, subscribe already.
Yeah, but we keep telling them, yeah. We
We gotta see them numbers.
Yeah, they say if you ask them to do it, they'll do it more, and if you don't remind them to do it, they
You know
don't.
what? When I initially started pushing and telling people to go to Spotify and hit the subscribe, then it was shortly after that we actually got an official rating on Spotify. So
All right, yeah. So keep.
Thank you,
subscribing.
everyone.
Thank you, everybody. But you gotta
And,
keep at it.
Yeah.
Tell
and,
your friends to, and then just, whatever.
Yeah,
Send us your own Chameleon Boy erotic fiction.
sure. We'll read it on the air.
Like, yeah, we will.
On the air.
Oh,
What am I,
yeah,
fucking
of
90
course.
years old? There's no
Hell
on
yeah.
the air. But on the
You
show,
like
we'll read
us,
it.
we'll like you.
Didn't we read that Transformers erotica or something?
We did, but it wasn't from a fan. It wasn't from a listener. But like we've already established that we'll promote anything you want us to promote. Like we have no standards about this. We'll do whatever you like.
Kratom.
Yeah. We'll do whatever
Like, we
whatever
will
you
put,
want.
like, yeah, we will. It's funny that they
Anything.
keep making new drugs and the government
Anything.
just never bothers to like regulate new ones. They're just
Yeah.
like, we'll just keep harping on the old ones. Then they come out with Kratom. They're like, yeah, that's fine. You can sell that to anybody.
I have
I don't.
no idea.
I still don't understand what it is.
Kratom is like this. It's like legal like opiate in a way. It's like a pain reliever.
Well, you see, Shea, kratom is the new thing that Mike is going to bring up in every episode going forward.
Yeah, and you quote unquote you boof it, whatever that means.
Isn't boofing when you do it up your ass?
Yeah, right. So maybe you boof Kratom. I'm not sure.
Wow. All right. So then, alien Dracula lady that we never established who she is. She's
Maybe
going to leave.
she's Teen Titans Raven's great granddaughter or whatever.
Oh yeah, she could be. And she's hanging out with Mon-El and they're a token black member of the Legion of Superheroes because they still don't have diversity. We still haven't fixed that.
Well, like Mon-El is dressed like a fascist.
He is. He's got his epaulettes and he's got his long cape.
He's got his fucking stormtrooper boots.
He looks like M. Bison.
Yeah, he looks like M. Bison. That's it. I'm gonna give him the hat.
You know the origin of M. Bison's name, right?
No.
It's Mike Tyson, but
It's-
it was on the boxer.
Yeah.
And the boxer Balrog was supposed to be. Actually, no.
No, it was it wasn't Stretchy Dude?
No,
it was
that's
one of the
close
other
enough.
characters.
So, like in Japan, M. Bison is Vega. Vega is Balrog, and Balrog is Mike Tyson.
See, what I had heard is that they swapped the names because they were M. Bison was like a non-white character, and they felt like it was like a racist caricature or something. But if they swapped the names, it wasn't something like that.
No,
I
it was
don't know.
to avoid being sued by Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, that might have been it. Yeah, but either way, yeah, that's what M. Bison is a reference to. There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're heading off. They're leaving off the planet, and Lightning Lass wants to go with them just because she hasn't anything to do and she's rejoining the Legion, right?
Yeah, and she runs into Timberwolf, and he's walking through a portal, but the portal shuts off too early and cuts off his arm and leg.
Yes, no, that's not
It never happened.
He's just
yeah,
like, oh,
no.
Lightning Lass. Ah! Ah!
No, instead he's a total dick, and this is the first time he's seen her since she left, and the only thing he says is, "I want to know why."
Yeah, well,
right.
she ditched him.
She ditched him, and they used to be a couple. And Lightning Lass says, "I've been rebound fucking all over the galaxy. People don't have dated hairstyles and shag carpets on their backs."
He is just very needy because he already marked his territory on her.
Yes, this fucking animal. And
Like,
we
he
have
just
this.
He just peed on her during sex.
They have this weird panel that you used to see a lot back in the day. I think it's kind of settled down, but like, there's a good clear shot for no reason of Lightning Lass's tits,
Yep.
and they make
Oh, yeah, that's a good
sure
reason.
it's a side view of her tits, and they make sure to add a little bit of nipple, like
Yep, that's for the
Yeah.
boys to buy.
They would do that a lot, and I definitely noticed it as a kid. But it's like so weird. Like, why'd you throw that in there? I mean, I know why you threw it in there, but
she
it's
started
terrible.
dating Timberwolf because she does like being peed on during sex, but she didn't understand what that means culturally to Timberwolf.
Oh, it was it was a commitment ceremony to him.
Yeah,
I do.
like you see what I'm saying? She just wanted to be peed on during sex.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And
everybody.
she found a guy who will do it. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
they're mated for life in his mind.
Man, Shée, you were born in the wrong century,
So he's just simping.
or millennium, as it were.
She's like, I get peed on by lots of guys. That meant nothing.
Because Shée likes pee, is what I'm trying
You
to say.
didn't even have the stinkiest pee.
Ew.
That's how she writes. She doesn't just want to be peed on. She wants it to be degrading and rank.
Right? You're not
Like,
even a
what
real
the
man.
fuck?
I've had the stinkiest pee you can imagine.
I couldn't
all
get it
over
off
my
for,
face and body.
I couldn't
Good
get it off for
Lord.
weeks. All right,
Inside
no one
my
could
butt.
stand. No one could stand to be around me.
Oh my God.
Just these aliens are going to the bathroom in her butt. It's just splashbacks.
You peed on me and nobody even noticed.
I didn't even shower the next day.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
I
cared.
slept in it with you, with your matted fur. She made sure he was in his dog form.
I forgot it was even there.
That was great.
I had to duck walk to the bathroom to realize that there was even any pee in me.
Right. She went in there thinking it was like an asshole full of pee, and it was like a dribble.
Oh, it's just Timberwolf's fucking dribble
Didn't
of
even
water.
smell bad.
Yeah. So Lightning Lass walks away. She's like, if you'll excuse me, I got to beam my rockin' tits up onto the spaceship here.
Next time he sees her, like he's gonna prepare, so he just goes home and eats a bunch of asparagus, and he's just eating as much of it as he possibly can.
Yeah,
and then
pineapple
he
and
sees her
asparagus.
next. He just starts pissing on her in front of everyone. Goes, "Yeah, how's it smell now?
He's just drunkenly pissing.
Who's the real man?
Now who knows how to pee?
I'm a man." What if he's like a wolf who got turned into a man, and he's just confused all the time? And he's just trying to convince them, like, I am a man.
Well, this was the first human lady that would let him pee on her, and so he fell in love.
Yeah.
You know?
His scent is on her, but
Yeah.
so's everybody else's, unfortunately.
I'm like, dude, you can't leave me.
She's called Lightning Lass for how quickly she'll like let a guy pee on her.
It's no standards. No standards. This is so fucking stupid. I don't even want to continue. All right, so moving on. Moving on from pee talk for a moment, if we can. If we can get away from pee for just a second, and I suspect we cannot, then we go over to this planet Winath. Winap? Is it Winap?
Yep.
It's the planet Winamp, and nobody's paying for it. And on the planet Winamp, there's some dudes investigating a murder.
Wineth.
It's called Winath. Yeah, Winath. And it looks like pee. It looks like a pea planet.
It does.
Yeah.
See, you brought us back to pee.
Yes.
Well, you know, it's a fundamental thing.
Yeah.
You got to make the old bladder gladder, as they say.
Yeah. You got to eat asparagus and have the stinkiest pee to attract the best mates.
If you want to get that Lightning Lass and her giant, that was Phantom Lady. They've all got giant eyes, giant sexy eyes.
Not no, you're right. It was Lightning Lass.
But the one I said looked like Shée was Phantom Girl. But Lightning
yeah,
Lass
right.
also has giant sexy eyes.
Everyone in the future. Well, I mean, if this is how kink we are now, I imagine everyone's going to have some kind of, or everyone's going to be pushing that envelope.
I gotta
worldwide.
say, as someone who when I was a teenager, the alt girls was kind of like a novelty, like with tattoos and everything, and the piercings and the colored hair and everything.
everybody
And
now.
it was kind of hot because it was a novelty, but then it became so normal, and then it became like overdrive, and so now you see women who are like they look like cartoon characters.
Yeah.
And they're doing great for themselves on like OnlyFans and everything. They've got simps all over, but it's hyperdrive. It's too
People
much
don't-
for me.
Like guys like that don't want them to be real looking because they don't want it real. That's
Yeah,
why
because they're in
on
fantasy
OnlyFans.
land.
Yeah, because they don't want to actually see real people.
Oh my God, those people are. I mean, they're screwed for their
Hold
life.
on now, hold on now. Wait, this is a comic book podcast, and that's gonna be
Right.
most of our listeners.
Well,
Stop paying for OnlyFans and pay us.
Right, I'll write you something horny.
we'll do a Dark Side's
we
Couch
will-
OnlyFans.
We will absolutely
Yeah.
Photoshop Mike to look like a very pretty cartoon girl. We
Or
will
I'll just be one.
100%.
I'll be a pretty cartoon girl for you.
Yeah.
There's
Top
like
ti-
there's
yeah.
like apps for that.
Top tier on the Patreon is pictures of Shea's feet.
I'll be
God damn it.
I'll be like a VTuber, you know, like I'll have like
Yeah.
a little anime character for me, right? You know, just get naked and for the boys.
I mean, the great content people are missing out on for the boys. A little something for the boys in blue.
Thank you for fighting for my freedom.
Yeah,
you have like you got sparklers.
Speaking of boys in blue, every man on this page is in blue, and I don't understand what's happening.
Well, there's
Oh.
Dr. McCoy and then Mr. Fantastic and then Rorschach from Watchmen.
yeah. Well, he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead.
Who might be related to Batman?
Right? Batman's apparently got laid a lot.
Well, technically, it'd be a descendant of Damien.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
I guess it would. Yeah, it would. Well, he didn't exist when this was written
He didn't exist when he was written, but
because they thought it was going to
Yeah.
be stupid, and they were right.
And Damien is still a descendant of Batman.
Christ. We should explain what the fuck is going on here. So these couple of dudes on Planet Winamp are they're investigating a murder, and they look like the God, what is it? The Hardy Boys. They look like the Hardy Boys.
One of them looks like a young Alex Jones.
Yes. And they're investigating this murder, and they're taking some pictures of this dude who's been murdered, and they say, "Well, who is this guy?" And he says he's a private investigator. I wonder if this is the private investigator who Timberwolf had tracking lightning lass.
Hey, go back up. Go back up.
Oh.
So
Some
like
continuity.
when like the science police guys are looking at each other like they communicate in farts.
Well, yeah, they are, but I'm not sure that these are necessary. They might be the science police, but it's also they mention like why would anybody hire a private investigator because the science police don't charge. So I don't know that they are the science police. They may be some other organization. I don't know.
I mean, let's just assume they're the science police and there's
Sure.
a dragon.
Yeah. And then one of the science policemen, his face fills up with pee apparently, and he turns yellow. He turns
Well,
jaundice.
I'm sure there's going to be some people who are going to be yellow in the future.
Right.
Like, what if you could just change the color of your skin to whatever you want, like neon colors?
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
guess.
it's just something you go get it done, like getting your nails done. You're like, I think I'll be pea yellow today.
Right, but I mean, I don't know how that would necessarily evolve that way. Because how is it
Because
useful?
it's like a fashion thing.
Oh,
It's
so
not
you're having
evolved,
injections.
We
You're having-
crossbreed with octopi and chameleons.
You know what I mean? Like how like you can like paint your nails. It's like you instantly change the color of your skin. Like you do whatever you want.
Did Chameleon Boy come about because a human fucked a chameleon?
Yeah, an octopus.
Wow. He's not. He didn't choose to call himself Octopus Boy because that would be dumb.
He's a cephalopod. And they changed shape, and then a human fucked it, and then that's where Chameleon Boy came from. Now he's turned into sex monsters, doing the furthering the bloodline. He's not pulling out of nobody.
He refuses to pull out.
Everyone in this comic is pregnant by Chameleon Boy. All of
for
them.
sure.
So
Everybody.
did these two guys kill him, or did they
investigators.
come up?
No, I
No,
think
the
they're
science
investigating
police,
it.
and they're like they found this corpse.
Yeah.
This is
And,
not fucking clear.
It's not clear, but also, it's 2 pages in a book that has a ton of different plots, and it's in the middle of a run. So I mean, it's fair that we don't understand what's going on. I think
It looks like the science police is populated by clones of William Shatner.
yeah, it's a little tech worldy.
What
Yeah.
if that's what they did, right? Like they just they didn't know that Star Trek wasn't just a show, like because they're like say like a nuclear war happened.
Base their lives around
and they find Star Trek and they're like, oh my god, like we need to make the science police, and like who better to populate the science police than Earth's greatest hero, Captain James T. Kirk?
And look at that full head of real hair that he has.
Oh, they didn't know. They probably that would never occur to them that someone would wear a hairpiece.
Yeah.
Does he still wear a hairpiece, or did he get implants?
He probably I don't know.
I think he just has really
his
thin
hair
hair
looks
at
really
this
weird.
point anyway. Yeah.
Cause it's like a buzz cut kind of.
He's going to die like any minute now. He's a very
No, he's
old,
100
unhealthy
years old.
man. It's like any minute now he's gone.
He doesn't look 100.
He looks pretty bad.
No, he looks.
I think
like,
he looks
a
terrible.
lot younger than he actually is.
Dude, he's so bloated. He has a big Boris Yeltsin face.
It's because he's enjoying himself.
Is he the last original cast member left?
Pretty much.
Oh no. Sulu.
Oh yeah, George Takei.
See,
Yeah.
you say he's going to live forever and he's enjoying himself, but we already established that you can't enjoy yourself. Like that's what's killing you. Is people
Some
enjoying
people
themselves.
have genetics where nothing they do affects them.
And it's William Shatner has the best genes.
Yeah, William Shatner
Of all
has
the
best
people?
genes. Yep. Every human being on Earth in the future in this comic is based off of the DNA of William T. Shatner.
Yeah. So the Shatners are investigating this, and they're investigating this death, and they look up the dude who was killed, and they're like, yeah, he was an Earthman who had a visitor's visa, probably working with the Legionnaires on something, and they find out that he's the descendant of Batman.
You think Batman's pissed? Do you think like if he knew that everyone in the future would know who he was and like who's descended from, because he prided himself on keeping his identity secret.
Well, not in Digital Justice, as we saw.
He'd
He
be
put up a
like-
statue to himself and attended the opening ceremony for it.
Well, it seems like in most comics set in the future, it comes out, aside unless they're written by Frank
yeah, who
Miller.
cares?
That's one
1,000
of the
years in
things
future?
he strived to not have happen.
Yeah.
So
But
he
that-
failed.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe his kids let him down. He probably had a whole lineage of disappointing heirs.
Oh yeah, right. Like one of them wrote a tell-all.
One of the Robins.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne the seventh. The guy's a piece of shit.
Nobody fucking likes Stephanie. Stephanie's gonna do it.
Well, like it can't be his descendants because in order for this to happen, this is just one of his bastard children that he just never knew about.
Yeah, and they're awful. Like one of them owns a ghost hunting agency. Like they're fucking losers.
He's like raising other people's children because they're better.
Yes,
That's how much of a disappointment you are.
It does make sense that Bruce Wayne would choose to adopt the best. Like he doesn't want necessarily to raise his children. He wants to raise the best children.
His
Right.
like son calls him like, "Dad, I want to know if it's okay if I come and visit." He's like, "Sorry, I'm too busy spending time with the world's greatest acrobat.
He has power rankings for all of his children.
This is Dick. He is much better at acrobats than you are.
He has a much
Clearly.
tighter butt.
Look how much better, and he looks more like me than you do.
His
you look
ass-
like your fucking mother.
His ass is so high and firm. Look at that.
Never call me again."
Then he literally bounces a quarter off of it.
And
That's
then
not just
catches
an
it,
expression.
And then catches it as it bounces back at him
It's not just an expression when it's that good.
because of
It's
the symmetry.
real. You can do it. You can't do it, but he can. You'll never be able to do it.
Robin just pops up, "Hi," on the video. And he's filming for his son to get him to not call anymore. "Hello, Rupert. It's Dad. Never call me again."
Lose my number. So then the other the Legion members who are stuck on this shithole planet, they're still investigating this control center to find out what's going on this planet. Why are they making a sun eater? What's that about?
Yeah, and they're in this totally alien world in a totally different dimension, and there's a guy wearing a what
Like
are
a
those
Snuggie.
blankets. Those he's just
He's
wearing
got
a Snuggie.
or a slanket, if you will. Yeah.
And he's making
Yeah.
like shoegazy synth music,
Yes. But against his will. I think he's being forced to do it.
right? And because he's a coworker of Jack Kirby, being forced to draw the Kirby dots that power the universe.
And so they're trying to read. Legion members are trying to read what's going on with him. They're trying to read his brain, but they can't. They can't break through. They can't get into his brain. And then all of a sudden, a controller arrives.
Yeah, and it's the original Nintendo version.
Yes, the 8-bit version. The controllers, they're sort of like the other offshoot of the Guardians, whereas
Okay.
where the Guardians of the Universe on Oa, where they descend from, they forked off, and the Guardians decided that they should basically have a police force, whereas the controllers decided, well, they should just fascistly control the universe.
All right, well, what's their policies though?
Yeah, what do they
let's
think
hear
about
it.
tort reform?
Like, you can be in charge if you have the best idea.
Yeah, if you have good ideas, if everybody's going to get their equal share of pee, again,
Right?
and
Kirby dots.
and roasted bugs that they're going to be eating in the future for protein. Yeah, like
Yep.
make sure everybody gets enough centipedes to survive. Yeah.
You probably don't need to eat it anymore in the future. I haven't seen anyone eat this entire time. They did mention getting some food, though, in the beginning of the comic.
Well, and Block has to specifically mention that he doesn't eat.
Right.
Right.
Right. Oh, I guess then they do eat because like the robot's asking if anybody needs anything to eat. All right.
Maybe eating is really shameful, so they all have to do it alone in
It is.
private. Yeah, they hide it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, eating with other people is gross.
Like you can pee on each other freely, like all the bodily fluids, that's perfectly fine, but
Yeah.
eating is gross.
Right. Okay.
So maybe that's the fetish is eating with a partner.
Sounds like we need a controller.
I could use a controller. He's just a dom. That's all he is.
I want
I mean,
my controller to be named Donald Trump.
I was about to say, some people want that, yeah. Not Trump, but just think
They want a strong hand.
Yeah. I don't
Someone
blame
to
him.
make a goddamn decision.
Stop pussyfooting around it and pick a country to invade.
I want to go live in Latveria. Remember when we saw that fake brochure for
He's
living
doing
in Latveria?
great. Yeah.
And that Kiss
Dr.
comic?
Doom is taking care of his people.
Right. I want to go there. Like,
So is Black Adam.
all right, Black Adam. Cool.
Those two guys are running great countries.
Yeah, but like Black Adam, like you're at the if you want to live in his area, you gotta like fuck your cousin or something.
Is that a rule? Is that the
Like,
Constitution?
wait, Black Adam. I'm thinking of Black Bolt.
Oh no, he's just a
With
king. He's not
humans.
He's not I don't think he's the king, but he's more benevolent, whereas I think Dr. Doom and Black Adam will kill you if you disobey any laws.
Is like Black Adam like enforce Shire law or something?
Yeah.
Like girls can't go to school in where does Black Adam live?
Kondak.
He lives in so he lives in DC, Egypt.
Yeah, and you can't come in. You can't come into Kondak unless you're a metahuman.
Really?
Well, that was at one point. I don't know if that's universally a thing, but at one point he was establishing Kondak as the metahuman refuge.
Yes,
Really, we need
a
a character
safe
like
haven.
Magneto.
He's doing a great job. He's doing the Lord's work.
All right, well, isn't he the Lord in that scenario?
He's the Lord of his people, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
they
'cause
worship him.
Yeah, they worship him. He's like, that makes sense. I would.
It's got to be so weird to be worshipped.
Yeah, right.
It's got to fuck with your head like on day one. I'm being
no
worshipped as a
wonder-
god?
No wonder God causes
Yeah.
all these problems. It all went to his head.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Donate $5 and worship us.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys want to? Hey, tell you what, you guys want to start worshiping us? That's gonna be okay by me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, just go ahead and start worshiping, and pray, like just calling to me in the night before you go to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, I can hear you.
Worshipping the soles of Shea's feet.
God
Oh,
damn
I
it.
see what you did there. The soul. That was good.
The souls. So Daddy Dom controller shows up, and he's like, how's all the sun eating going? How's that working out?
He's like, I'm making him as fast as I can with my synthesizer.
Yeah.
He's
So
like,
he hits him.
My sick beats. Yeah, so he hits him because he's into it.
He hits him with mind lines. And that causes the guy to swear.
Possibly.
He says, "Fuck."
We don't know. Nobody
Lovely.
speaks this other guy's language.
And then like he says follow, and the guy on the ground just goes, "You're a dick."
Yeah, but he says it in a language no one else speaks, so nobody knows.
Yeah.
So the controller just says, "Thank you. That's a very nice compliment."
And they go through a portal, and the Legion realize that they have a portal that will take them to Earth, but they need to stay and destroy the Sun Eater factory.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there are portals that go to each planet, so they're like, yeah, let's just jump through the Earth portal. And we should probably do something good while we're on this shithole planet.
And the humidity is really fucking up Elemental Lad's hair.
It's getting bigger and thicker and curlier.
One of his powers is his hair just grows really fast.
Yeah. I mean, that's power. It'll get you in the Legion. Nobody else has that power.
Hair growth power guy.
Yeah. Follicle man. Follicle lad.
man. That sounds
can't
like
be a man.
a
He's
They
got a
Might Be
follicle lad.
Giant song.
What is in
Yeah.
Particle Man? There's
Particle Man.
Well, I know, but there's Particle Man, and who else is in Particle Man? Like, what other
Triangle
characters?
guy.
Triangle
Triangle
guy.
guy.
Yeah, Triangle Man.
What
Oh,
else?
Triangle Man. Okay. And
Triangle
then
Man. Okay, I guess we're looking up
Who's
the
the big
lyrics to
guy?
Particle Man.
I don't know. I haven't heard that song in like 20 years.
It's a great song. There's Particle Man, there's Triangle Man,
Universe Man.
Person Man, and Universe Man. Wait, no. Oh, yeah, there's Universe Man and Person Man. Person Man, they run out of creative steam when they came up with Person Man, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, still a great song. So they're debating what they're going to do, and they're like, well, they're going to unleash a Sun Eater, and that could be a problem for us eventually. So maybe we
Yep.
should just destroy everything on this planet.
Yeah, so why don't they just set a bunch of charges, right? And then when it's about to go off, they can jump through the portal and escape.
Where are they going to get the charges from?
They're going to make them.
And plus, you got to make sure that it was destroyed.
Nah,
You want to see it. You want to see it.
You're
It's like
blowing
an
up.
arson. You want to watch that shit.
You're also
do.
like blowing up. You're blowing up the portal too, so like the controller can't get back either.
I mean,
Well, that's
I guess,
the last line of the comic.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, they do say like, well, maybe even if it means we have to die with this planet, we're going to have to completely demolish. They really kind of go extreme. Like they don't say let's shut down the production of the Sun Eater. They say we have to completely demolish this planet.
What if they like nuke the planet? They just like totally like scorched Earth.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what the plan is.
What if like that's one of Ultra Boy's powers? Like Ultra Boy, we need you to go atom bomb power.
Yeah, well, that's what Phantom Lady asks them to do.
And he turns it on, and right as it does, they notice his dick gets significantly smaller.
Bro.
And he goes blind and deaf.
He just kind of falls over and loses his spatial
Yeah,
reasoning.
he loses his ability to move his arms and legs. That's superpower.
Oh, Ultra Boy, he's the worst.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how that ends.
That's the end.
Yeah, I mean, what do we think?
It was. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Shée?
I feel the same. I'm still confused. It still feels like the middle of a run because it is.
It's tough because there's literally, if we were to count, there's probably like 8 different subplots going on. Like there are subplots.
Yeah.
There are so many to shove in that sometimes the subplot doesn't even take up a whole page. It takes up a
Dude,
couple
yeah.
panels.
Imagine jumping into X-Men now. After
Yeah.
how long the continuity's been going.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
know what the hell's going on.
Well, I think it was it Paul Levitz who wrote this? Was it Paul Levitz who said every decade or so continuity needs an enema?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Every
so,
decade.
yeah,
That's
every decade
even
or
that's
so.
generous.
Yeah. Every issue. Standalones.
Every arc. Write your
Every
story. End it.
We don't want any stakes grow. We don't want any character development. We don't want any growth.
No, I ain't reading that much. Like, wrap it up.
Yeah, we don't need to learn about Bruce Wayne's shitty great grandchildren.
Or his mentally handicapped brother,
His great grandchild.
Waldo Wayne.
His great grandchild that started a reggae band. Fuck this guy.
Right?
I don't know.
One of the Batman descents is like Ska Kid, and he's in the Legion of Superheroes. And he's always, and his powers is that of being able to pick it up.
All right. Dumb. That is
Love
one of the
it.
most terrifying things to me about the concept of, and I don't think people think about it when they
ska?
have. Yes, it's a horrifying reality. No, it's when I don't think people think about it when they have children. It's like, okay, well, so you have a child, and you have a fair amount of influence on that child. You can kind of sort of aim whether or not that child's going to be a fuck up. But then that child's going to have children, and you have even less control over that. And eventually, there's going to be thousands of people out there that only exist because of you having sex one time, and you have zero control over those people, and some of them are absolutely going to be pieces of shit.
Imagine how grandparents feel when they see their grandkid being a fucking loser.
Yeah.
That's gotta be infuriating.
Yeah, you see your grandchildren playing like a ukulele. Oh, you fucking,
Like, oh my god.
you fucking tool. Working at CVS. You've been there for 8 years. Still not a manager.
I worked at the steel mill and provided for my family. And when
Yeah.
Uncle Sam came a calling, I
Listen,
gladly
yeah.
laid down my life for the United States of America.
No job is, if it, is helping you live, no job is too small.
Yeah.
You got your old man pants all hiked up, and you're wearing suspenders, and you got a flannel shirt, and you got that huge hearing aid. Fucking pussies.
I mean, I guess this book was okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was just hard. It's hard to follow. There's a lot going on, but I don't know. I guess I just have to go down the middle because I can't take any strong feelings on it. So I'll say 3 out of 5 Timberwolf back shavings. There we go. Ooh. Oh, getting a little jammed up there. Oh no. Oh, that's why you got to put a little honey in there periodically.
Yeah, or just let it go. We trimming it for you're already Timberwolf boy or whatever.
Don't you shave down everything, Mike?
I don't got Timberwolf level body hair. Like, it's manageable.
You're thinking of Michael Phelps, Shea. You're once again confusing Mike with Michael Phelps.
I mean,
Might be.
I'll like buzz it down like once a month. Just to kind of mow the grass,
Human eel Michael Phelps.
Yeah. Can you imagine you're at a party with Michael Phelps and he's hitting that bong, right?
Yeah.
And you just photograph him and fucking wreck his gig. It's
Yeah.
like, what a douche. You can get high with Michael Phelps and like an Olympian, and you're being a fucking chode.
And he apologized. Once again, a conversation we had like 100 episodes ago, but it's true. What a fucking weird thing to ruin a guy's career. And then he apologized.
Yeah, what a douche.
Which also bothers me because it's like, you're not apologizing for what you did. You're apologizing because you got caught, which is what most people are apologizing for. They're apologizing for getting caught.
I'll
doing
be
whatever
like,
they
yeah,
did.
sorry, I got caught. Unfortunately, I love smoking weed. I'm Michael
love
Phelps,
that herb.
the greatest champion on planet Earth. But you're right. Marijuana ruins your life.
Yeah, I did win like 8 Olympic medals.
I think it's more.
I feel like he came back after that,
He
though.
did. He did. He won more gold medals after
Yeah.
that.
Which now, like, will you get in trouble for smoking pot now in the Olympics? I don't know
Yes.
that. I don't. Really,
don't
they still
know.
care?
Yes.
I don't
They
think
still care.
I know in the WWE they
Yes.
don't care anymore.
Yeah, they just gave up on it.
Well, I guess because once they banned it, all of a sudden wrestlers started dying from alcohol and pills.
Well, there's also a lot of potential ad sponsorship in that.
Yeah, right.
know?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But now, like, there's like, all right, keep it on the low down. But now there's like whole characters that their whole thing is like they're potheads.
It's the Cheech and Chong era of WCW.
Yeah, there was a tag team of these two gigantic guys. This is like in the early 2000s. They were huge, but their gimmick was they were called Chronic, and they were like weed dudes. It was so bizarre.
How? That's not an intimidating gimmick.
No, but they were huge. They were huge dudes.
Well,
If
then
you
it's
just
not.
ga-
That's not an accurate gimmick.
Yeah, no. If they just gave them their real names and go, all right, go out and win matches, like everyone would have liked them.
I've never seen a pothead and thought I got to cross the street. I can't be next to this guy. This guy's too
Right.
intimidating.
Unless they're a babyface.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that we can put this thing in the ground. That's fine. Next time. We talking about next time?
Next time.
I for sure want to talk about next time. Well, next time we're heading into the public domain with Kona number 5 from I think 1962, maybe.
I don't know.
This is another jungle adventurer. You may be asking, like, hey, didn't you guys just do like a Tarzan knockoff adventure? You fucking idiots.
Yeah,
Did you
well,
just
they
fucking do
understand
that.
They gotta understand it's our show, and we're gonna do whatever we want.
Yeah. First off, fuck you, pal.
Yeah,
all right.
Fuck you, pal. I agree.
Yeah.
And join the Patreon. Secondly, but third,
And you get to have a say.
yeah, you're not giving me any money. Like you think you get a say? You're leeching
Yeah.
a free podcast. You think you get a say in this?
One of you guys
Yeah.
are gonna have to edit my my erotica because, like, I can't write for shit.
Yeah. I'll be proofreading it. I'll be going over.
Just look it over, make sure that
I'll ghostwrite it.
all the commas are in the right spot.
I'll just do
Okay.
it. Whatever. I'll just do
But
it.
I'm going to call them commas.
Yeah, you are. That's part of it.
Yeah.
James, you just want to do it. Why don't we all do it? Let's just like write our own erotica.
I'm not going to do it for free.
And then what?
We should make it a game where, like, we have to be honest though of whose erotica caused us to jack off and masturbate.
Yeah, sure. This sounds like one of the things we're going to do.
Is that, should we be trying to do that?
Yes,
or...
we're trying to make each other come with our stories.
Yeah,
Well, it
not
just
doing
got a lot harder.
Everyone get off your SSRIs.
Anyway, the point is, there's a reason we're doing this. Last year we did a month of dinosaur books for September. We did
Septembersaurus.
the famous Septembersaurus, and this year we were gonna do 2 dino books, and then I guess we kind of sort of are, except this first book only has a minor dinosaur presence, but I showed it to Mike and Shée, and they insisted we do it, so we're doing it. So whatever, we're just doing stuff, I guess.
Yeah, so instead of a dinosaur, it's a giant cat.
So this is
Like a house cat.
Kona, Monarch of Monster Isle, number 5 from sometime in the 60s. And it's a jungle adventurer, but don't worry about that. We did that before. We've talked about jungle adventurers. What's important here is, it's a giant house cat who is a sociopath.
And it was trained by Zangar.
Yes. And so we're going to see what that's about. There is a dinosaur in this book, so it's, tangentially dinosaur related, but don't worry about it. It's going to be a fun time regardless.
Can Kona defeat the monster cat? And they just drew a big cat. That's really all they did.
I will say, and I'll be saying this when we look at the book because I've paged through it already, is the guy clearly, he did excellent cat depictions. Either he was working from good reference material or he had a cat sitting in his living room the whole time, because his cat drawings look like how cats behave.
What if he was attacked by a house cat as a kid and now he's terrified of them? And so when they told him to come up with a good monster, this is like therapy for him to get this out.
He's working through things. I don't know that it ever works. Like therapists are always saying like, well, we'll work through this and, by doing this exposure therapy or this or that. I don't know that it works.
No, nothing works.
Nothing ever works.
Yeah, in any capacity.
Nothing ever works. Erections hurt.
Yeah,
James, I think you need to see a doctor.
No, he's right about nothing works. Well, see, he just said that doctors don't work, so why would he do that?
No, I really therapy's a good thing, and you should get therapy if you feel like you need to talk to somebody. But a lot of the stuff, I just don't feel like it works. I think it's kind of treading water, and I'm sure that there is a secret method to unlocking your brain, and it's can be achieved and everything. But I don't know that it's as accessible as it needs to be.
Like that movie Lucy.
Sure. Yes.
Was Scarlett Johansson, where she takes that drug that makes her brain work at the percentage Because they always say like you only use some percentage of your brain. That's not true though.
No, it's not true at all.
No.
Well,
that movie's really rad though.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in therapy, and you should absolutely do it as much as you feel you need and as much as you can afford. Unfortunately, the healthcare system, of course, is set up to make people fucking fail.
You can afford to go once.
Yeah.
I've never had good therapy experience. Like usually, like the person they send me to talk to is worse off than me. Pretty much every time.
I love my therapist. I've been with them for a decade.
I won't say don't see therapy. I'm just saying like, I've never had a good experience.
Yeah,
it's dating. It legitimately is dating, and it's not until you find that person.
So it is awful.
I'm just gonna feel bad. I'd rather feel bad all the time than go through all that work.
That is one approach. Yeah, I'm pro therapy, but it's not. Some people just want to talk. Some people, that's really all they need is just talk to somebody who understands thoughts and feelings, and they're good. And so you should try it.
Therapy is.
That's what I'm saying.
You
That's what
make a
I'm
friend
saying.
with a chick who's really into crystals and suns.
No. That is me advocating for therapy and saying it's a good reason. And you might find that if you go and talk to a therapist, that's really all you needed is you just need to talk to somebody regularly. So maybe that's good. But everybody should try it. You should all try therapy. But just for some people, recognize that, this ain't the thing. This ain't the thing.
Nope,
that's all.
You're broken permanently.
Yeah, you might be broken permanently. No, you're not broken permanently. Just
you can still play with a broken toy. That's how I look at it.
Exactly. No. Go. Everybody go into therapy. All right.
Everybody now.
If you're on one of the higher Patreon tiers, I'm going to set up a webcam while I'm in therapy.
Okay. Yeah.
You can watch me in therapy.
Like, that'd be a good way to get that Patreon going.
Yeah, let's get it going. Look at these incentives. These are great incentives.
Dang, I'm been watching that with Donald Trump Jr.
He's not going to do our cameo.
He's not going to, dude. He's going to want to do it.
He's going to want to do it, but he's going to be advised not to.
He's going to get me and Don Jr. are going to just do a shit ton of coke, and we're going to be gritting our teeth so hard that the teeth start to crack.
It turns out that the thing that would ruin Donald Trump Jr.'s reputation is being associated with Darkseid's couch.
We're going to like double team that like crazy lady he's dating who does the speeches and the Trump campaign stuff.
Jesus Christ.
We're going to be double teaming that.
A nice Eiffel Tower going on.
I'm going to Eiffel Tower with Don Jr.
Yeah. Compare your peas with each other. See who's got the stinkier pee.
We're going to record it, and that's going to be the Darkseid's couch commercial.
Like what? This is a comic book show again? What is this about? Yes. It's exactly about comic books.
Watch me and Don Jr. do some coke off this lady's ass.
Darksidescouch.com.
Find it on Spotify.
It's the cocaine. The lines are spelled out as the Dark Side's Couch website.
Yes.
All right, we gotta tear this thing down. We gotta wrap this up. You don't log into the website. You're misrepresenting it to people. You're taking a 2005 attitude. They need to log in. You just go to Spotify and you click the button or YouTube. Watch the video, but you gotta ding the bell. You gotta subscribe.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to make the things we talked about for YouTube.
No, you dug a deep hole.
So like, don't get your hopes up.
But Twitter.
For Twitter, though, yeah, I can do whatever I want, can't I? Yeah, you're right.
Since we're talking about all this shit, Shée, why don't you give us some plugs and get us out of here?
Sure. Piss on your listening devices while it's on Stitcher, Apple Podcast, Spotify, any other podcast app that you use to listen to us. Plus, you can listen on darksidescouch.com. Go ahead and piss on those so that you can subscribe to us, hit those bells, all that stuff that James was talking about. It definitely won't ruin your phone. And tell us your Werner Herzog fun facts on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and as a YouTube comment, Dark Side's couch.
I see that the new iPhone.
I love you.
I see the new iPhone has a sensor on it. If you pee on it, it can tell you if you're pregnant.
You see, that might be real. I'm tempted to believe that you're talking
That's
real.
believable.
That seems like a good feature. But
It's
it's
fairly
like a USB
believable.
stick, right? It's like reusable.
Shea, you said it. You made a joke about it. Definitely won't ruin your phone, but the IP ratings on phones are pretty good. You can submerge your phone in water. That's what the P is, an IP rating.
Yeah.
No, you can. I get my phone. I put whenever I need to clean the screen of my phone, I just run it under the water in the tap. Absolutely.
Yeah, he runs it under his dick as he's peeing.
Yeah,
I will not do that.
You can absolutely do it. It feels freeing. It feels good. It's really freeing.
Look at me, I'm a god.
All right, we're done. We're done. Anybody got any final comments before we get out of here?
I can't wait to learn about the adventures of this giant cat.
This is gonna be great. Shea,
There's a short film where Werner Herzog eats a shoe.
ta-ta for now, Christian Crusaders, and we'll talk to you next time on the couch.
What are you doing?
Timberwolf.
It stinks. Nice and good.